right, happy fucking Thursday, City Beautiful. I am Jed Nico, your friendly neighborhood Filipino. Welcome to the Blacklist Society podcast. This is going to be our second episode in the new studio here at Create Coffee. If you've never been, please stop by. I'm sipping on their taro coffee. So it's got coffee, taro, charcoal. They blessed us with amazing water. Before we get into today's episode, I want to thank everybody who's bought Blacklist Society masks. $5 from every mask is donated to the staff that was unemployed at Dandelion's Community Cafe. So we just want to show support to that group of people. They've blessed us by providing such an amazing spot for artists to perform every Tuesday night, the drum circles, the bonfires. So we support you guys. And I think the last thing that I want to say before we get into this special episode is I want to talk to you and give you some tips about time management. I think for anybody out there who's working on their art, on their business, building it up, time management is key. So number one, if it's important, put it in the schedule. Put it in your calendar. It's taken me 31 years to figure this out. If it's important to you, put it in. Number two, micro schedule. What does that mean? Even the little things. Put in the 15 meditation alarm on your phone. Hey, at 9 o'clock, we're going to get 15 minutes in. At 10 o'clock, I'm going to watch 30 minutes of TV to get motivated. Whatever it is, micro schedule the things that are important for you. And the last thing I just want to leave you with is don't look at it as time management versus purpose management. Make sure you're putting things in your calendar that drive your purpose, that bring meaning, that are going to push your goals, your life forward, that are going to give you the freedom to be the person that you want to be. And if this is your first time listening to the episode, my mission is to connect, encourage, and empower all of you listening out there, no matter your race, religion, creed, sexual orientation. And my hopes is that when you get done listening to this, you cultivate, you nurture your own creative outlet, because it's about finding your voice, expressing your truth, and being the person that you know you could be. So I just want to say I love you all, and I'm going to get into this episode. Very special person I want to introduce. Please welcome Miss Jenny from Raw Juice Bar.
Hey.
Good morning. I'm blessed. How are you?
Good to see you.
Thank you for making this happen today.
Thank you for having me.
If there was one word that you could say that embodies how you feel today, what's that one word for you today?
No, blessed.
Mm-hmm.
I am blessed beyond words. God has blessed me so much in everything in my life. I have my health. I have my family's health. I've got great friends. I have a wonderful business.
Come on.
That I nourish the community with raw fruits and vegetables, the things from the earth that our God has given us.
Come on now. You're glowing.
I know.
You're literally glowing.
I know.
Before you came in, you blessed me and Tommy with some wheatgrass shots and some orange. If you guys have never been to Raw Juice Bar, it's located right in Thornton Park. Grab yourself a wheatgrass shot. I mean, I could feel it. Like, I just feel the energy. Like, it's almost like a buzz.
Yeah.
Like, zzz,
Yes.
I'm like, man, I am on right now. So for anybody who doesn't know, I first met you, I want to say, I was telling you before, it was about 4 or 5 years ago. My daughter was like 1 going on 2. She's 6 now. And I was working at a construction firm. I was doing the office management for a construction firm.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always just drive around downtown because our office was maybe like 2 minutes from your place.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to get coffee from Benjamin's Cafe. And I saw Raw Juice Bar. And I was like, I need to check this place out. And from that moment on, I would get juices. And I remember getting shots whenever I felt sick.
Yeah.
Like, if ever I felt something going on, I would get like I think it was a turmeric shot.
Oh, yeah.
Just to kind of flush it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I actually started bringing shots for the guys. Like, the owners, the guys on the team. They're like, what is he bringing in? I'm like, these are juice shots, guys. So I was that guy. You know, I was burning incense in the office. I had my crystals. I would have my juice shots. It was a whole vibe. So tell us about the origin story. Like, you run Raw Juice Bar, but tell us a little bit about your story, where you came from, how you got to where you're at now, and we'll paint a picture of where Raw Juice Bar is going. But, like, what's the origin story with Jenny?
Yeah. So I've always been into health and fitness. It's kind of been my thing from early on. I know as a child, my mom bought a Jack LaLanne juicer because she wanted to start juicing.
Nice.
So I was really the one that kind of took over that and would just juice carrots and didn't
How
realize
old were you?
how much product it would take to do it.
How old were you when you started juicing carrots?
Gosh, I was probably like 9 or 10. Yeah, 9 or 10.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Early start.
Yeah, so early start.
That's
early
dope.
Start, like being into health food and, what's the new thing out there. And
Shout outs to mom.
yeah, I know.
Shout outs to
Thank
mom.
you, Mom. Thank you, Mom, for creating that outlet for me. But, and as the years had went by, I've had several jobs with customer service. And, I always worked for people that didn't really appreciate, like, their employees or didn't appreciate the work that I had done for them. And in the back of my mind, I always wanted to create something where employees and people would be... You build them up. You be their leader to become successful in whatever that is. But backstory.
Please.
Anyway, so I was working. I got my personal training license, and I was doing that and helping people, become healthy and fit and things like that. Kind of got out of that and went into more of the aesthetic part of my career. So doing facials.
Oh, cool.
Skincare.
I didn't know that.
Laser resurfacing.
So an esthetician?
So an esthetician.
Very good.
And I also got a certification to be a laser tech. So I was doing like laser hair removal. And,
cool.
Again, bettering people's lives in some weird aspect.
Bringing that beauty out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just was kind of bored with that and was looking for another outlet.
How long did you do that for?
I did that for about 10 years.
Really?
Here in
Okay.
Orlando. Yeah, Orlando, Lake Mary area. I worked at a few
Did you
different
make your own
offices.
business too out of that, or was that something you did for other companies?
That was something I did for other companies.
Okay.
Yeah. So I always worked for somebody else doing that. And, was kind of looking for another outlet to do something different, but still remain in a business where I'm helping people become better, feel better, look better. And I just happened to come across this documentary, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, when it first came out on Netflix, and I watched it.
Was that 08 or?
Yeah, I think that was, that had to be...
My first time watching it was 08, so I don't know if it came out before then or...
I think it might have been later for me when I saw that, because I opened the business in 2012, so it might have been 2011, 2012. And I saw the documentary and was just shocked of the changes of the man, that he had an autoimmune disease.
Yes.
He was overweight.
Yeah.
He was tired.
Yeah.
All the things that we sometimes get when we get older just by eating really crappy food and working a stressful job and, going
just not
here
taking
and
care
not
of yourself.
taking care of yourself, and you fall into that slumber. And I think a lot of people, my age feel that way, 30s and above. And I saw this man just change his life by juicing. Just by drinking vegetables and fruit for, I believe it was 60 days. He did this marathon where he was from Australia. If you guys
Joe
don't know-
Cross.
Yeah, Joe Cross.
Shout outs to Joe Cross, man.
Shout out to Joe Cross. Thanks. You changed my life, Joe. And
How'd you find out about it? Because it was a very eclectic documentary. Like, how did it land into your lap?
I'm into that, health stuff. And
You went down the rabbit
I went
hole.
down the rabbit hole. Yeah. Been down the rabbit hole with many things nowadays, I feel like. But yeah, I went down that and I was like, I want to do something. I want to do something like he did for people.
Come on.
So I just did a little bit more research and thought that, okay, so a nice way to start this business to see if it would work in an inexpensive way would be a farmer's market. It would be a way to get to the masses and see if this product would work there. So I researched some farmers markets in the local area. wrote a business plan, wrote out recipes that I wanted to do. I ended up just doing blending on the spot because I found out, juicing takes forever. And to bring all that product to a market and to juice it, it would take 15, 20 minutes to do a juice. So the Vitamix was where it was. So I researched the Vitamix. I talked to the manufacturer. Those guys are usually at Costco blending away. So I talked to them. Created some recipes, got into a small farmer's market.
Which one?
Lake Mary.
Wow.
Lake Mary, yeah.
That was the first,
That was the first.
Let me backtrack it real quick.
Yeah.
So, did you ever write a business plan in your life before, or was that the first one?
No, and
So,
it wasn't an actual business plan. It was an idea.
Yeah.
I'm big into visualizations.
Yeah.
And writing stuff down and thinking about things in my head.
Okay.
And I mean, I've manifested my whole life.
Yes.
I have. Everything
100%.
that I have now, I have manifested that shit.
Come on.
Yeah. So, and that's what I did. I just thought about it.
You just went with it. You said, I'm going for it.
Yes.
No previous knowledge of running a business. No business mentor saying, hey, this is what you got to do.
Absolutely not. No.
Come on.
No. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
throughout my life, I've listened to the Tony Robbins.
Sure.
And the, you can do it. And I'm like, and the Gary V's and all that.
Yes.
And yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see. And it was successful. It was. And it was something that I did on Saturdays. I still remained my other job, still was doing that, full time. And, my husband, shout out to him, Ross.
Ross.
You've been my mentor. You've been my rock during all this. I couldn't have opened this business without him.
Blessings over Ross.
I know.
Many more years to come for you guys.
Yes. And that helps too, having somebody to support you during all this.
So he was supportive of the idea, or was he kind of like, where are you coming from with this?
He was supportive with the idea. He was just like, Jenny, I know you want to make a change. At that time I was doing classes for nursing and realized that's not what I want to do either. So I need to make a change here. Either I'm going to go into nursing or I'm going to do something on my own.
Yes.
And I took I'm going to do something on my own route and got the support from my husband to do it. So we started in that one farmer's market, and it was a hit, and continued at that market until we got into a bigger market on a Saturday. So I took on that market, and then before we knew it, we were doing a Sunday market. And before I knew it, I had another lady that had a business in Winter Garden. It was a health food store, and she said, hey, would you like to start a juice bar in my health food store?
No kidding. Which, you said in Winter Garden?
It was in Winter Garden. It's not there anymore.
Okay. Do you remember what it was called?
It was called Seeds.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was on the corner of Main and something. But we were there for about 4 to 5 months, and then
no kidding.
She decided to shut her doors, and then I got word about, and I didn't want this to end for me. I still wanted to do something, so I was looking for another place, and wanted something a little bit closer to my house. Downtown Orlando was kind of where I'm looking. And then I had a friend who works at a hair salon across the street, Vamp. Danielle, shout out to her for letting me know about the spot.
Big shout outs to Danielle. All the pieces that are making it click.
Thank you, Danielle.
We got to get her on so she could tell her side of the story.
Exactly. And she was like, hey, Jenny, I know you're looking for a place. The place across the street is he's wanting to get out of it. So why don't you go talk to him? So I did. At that time, it had been like a Planet Smoothie, and then it was like some hot dog ice cream
It was a
place.
Planet Smoothie?
Yeah, it was a Planet Smoothie.
I don't remember that. That's interesting.
So,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I actually used to go there before I knew that Planet smoothies weren't that good for you.
Tons of sugar.
Yeah, tons of sugar, processed sugar. So, yeah, she told me about it. I talked to the guy, wanted out of the lease, and I took over the lease in November of 2013.
2013, huh?
Opened my doors January 17th, 2014.
Come on.
And we've been there ever since.
So it's 6 years strong, going on 7.
So, yeah.
Going on 7 this January, huh?
7 this January,
oh
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 7 this January.
Congrats.
And 8 in the farmer's market.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I've seen I've seen businesses go through hard times. A lot of them shut down, but to see Raw Juice like stand strong and get support, it's been amazing. So 7-year anniversary. Are you guys gonna do any type of like celebration or do something? You know, I mean, you gotta have us come out and like do photos for you or something like that. You know?
Absolutely, I would love to do that. Have like a party outside, or we'll blow it up for sure. Definitely.
Who came up with the menu? Like, how did you curate such an amazing, not just the juice menu, but like even like from the date balls to the sandwiches? Like, who was that? You? Was that a team effort?
I can't take full credit for that. It was a team effort with the staff that I had when we first began.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, it's a lot of trial and error.
Of course.
It's a lot of input from other people. I had a lot of plant-based friends in my life, and they would kind of give me some hints of, hey, this would be good, or this would be good, and I just did some experimenting, and we just created it as a team. I would tell my girls, hey, come up with 2 shots, whatever you guys think, whatever you think would be really good. And I would kind of throw out obviously ginger would be the base, and then obviously turmeric would be a base of another one. And we just put our heads together and created this menu.
That's awesome.
And we've had the staple menu ever since we've started.
One of my favorite things, like bar the juices, is the smoothie that I believe it has like dates, almond milk. There's banana in it, I believe, and like some type of chocolate, like cacao.
Gone bananas.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's heaven.
You guys need to get the Gone Bananas right now. Just even stop listening to the podcast. Just go to Thornton Park, Google Map Raw Juice Bar, and get the Gone Bananas. Please tell us what's in that.
Okay, the base of it is banana.
Yes.
I like to use frozen banana because it gives it a nice texture
100%.
and not as. When you freeze bananas, it takes away that very strong banana flavor.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That little bite.
And it's not that I don't like bananas, but sometimes you don't want that to overtake everything. So
and like you said, the texture of the frozen is just a little bit more dynamic.
It makes a difference.
As opposed to like mashed potato blended.
Correct. Yeah. But when you freeze the bananas, you have to make sure they're semi going bad.
Okay.
It's the banana that you never want to eat.
Some browning going on.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's actually more nutrients in that.
No kidding.
When you have more of a browning banana versus a green one.
The browning is just like the oxygenate. How do you say that? Help me out. Oxidizing. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, it's when the nutrients are depleted by the air. That's what
So
oxidation.
it's not going bad.
It's not correct. No, actually, with a banana, it's not going bad.
Gotcha.
So we freeze the bananas. So it's banana, avocado, good fat, healthy fat. We need fat in our diets,
100%.
people. None of this fat-free stuff anymore. Fat is good.
The good fats.
The good fat, yes. The good fat.
Not fries.
Not fries.
Fried chicken.
Not saturated. Meat fat that clogs your arteries. Good plant-based fat, hemp seed. Coconut oil, avocado. Anyway, off of that tangent.
Yes.
So, bananas, avocado, hemp seed.
Yes.
10 grams of protein.
Come on.
Yes, gives it that nice nutty flavor.
Yes.
Dates. We use dates. We use dates for all of our smoothies to sweeten them up.
Yes. Do you guys put date sugar too, or you just use the whole date
No,
itself?
we use the whole date.
That's awesome.
We don't use any sugar at all. Just natural from the fruit.
Gotcha.
So dates, and then chocolate almond milk and ice. And you could add peanut butter to it, which is good.
Now.
Sometimes people add cold brew coffee, which is a great little pick-me-up too.
I'm going to have to stop by like after this podcast or tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's a healthy version of a chocolate milkshake.
It's very filling too. Like I know on days like when prior to the pandemic, I was full-time working in corporate America. Like I know on days like when I had a busy day and I needed to get something, I remember I would just come by and grab that and I would be good. Like I had at least a solid, for sure 2, but sometimes 2-3 hours worth of just energy. Like I'm good and satiated.
And satiated, yes.
You know?
Yes.
And people sleep on that because it's like it's so easy to just like go to the hot dog stand, you know, when you're
gosh, I
hustling and
know.
bustling, or, you know, just hit that drive-through real
Yeah.
quick before the meeting, you know. But I think
Convenience
smoothies,
food. Yeah.
smoothies, game
Smoothies,
changer for
yeah,
me.
Absolutely. I mean, it's whole fruits and vegetables blended.
And there's no crash.
There's no crash.
I love that. I love that when I would drink it, like, because sometimes, like we had mentioned, like the Planet Smoothies or the Smoothie Kings, I could notice that when I would have like a big smoothie, I would crash.
Yeah.
Like hard. And I'm like, how is this possible? You know,
Yes,
it's the sugars
it's
and
the
the other things.
sugars,
But with
yeah.
yours and anything that I've had from Raw Juice Bar, and this is for the audience, anything that I've ever had from your business, I've left feeling amazing. And you cannot say that about a lot of things or a lot of places.
No.
But you found, if you can leave an establishment and feel better than when you stepped in, that's something special. And I think that's why I've come. I've even brought my little girls by. My little girl requests the Green Goddess. What's in the Green Goddess for the audience that doesn't know?
Yeah, so that's our pressed juice. It's got kale, pineapple, and apple, and kids love it. My daughter loves that juice.
She requests it. She calls me Abba. She's like, Abba, can I get the green juice, please? I haven't given them the date ball. Do you just call them date balls?
Yeah, we call them date with perfection.
Yes.
It's kind of our spin on it, but yeah, they're date balls.
I want to give them to
basically.
the kids because I love those. Those are really great snacks. I mean, I think there's a lot of protein in them based on the.
Yeah, it's
What's
got
in the date
nuts.
balls?
Yeah, so the base of it's dates. It's got cinnamon, maple syrup, almond butter, almonds, walnuts, and a little bit of Himalayan salt.
Yes, the salt. You know, the
gives
salt
it a
does
nice-
something for it.
Yes.
It's like that sweet with that savory note.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, another thing that just left me satiated, but like very energetic. You know, no heaviness.
Yeah.
Like I'm 31 now, and I'm at the point where I'm really striving to be more conscious on how I feel after I eat things.
Absolutely.
And I've just come to notice that the things that I used to love so much made me feel horrible afterwards.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
like almost even more drained and
Yeah.
like sometimes at times even guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, man, that felt good, but like, yo, I feel bloated.
Yeah.
My energy is shot. I can't think right.
Yes.
And as a business owner, like your mind is everything. If it's not sharp, if it's not cohesive, if you can't get the words together, the whole day is off.
Oh, the whole day's off. Yes. When I have a bad meal, and don't get me wrong, I have cheat meals.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
I'm not this perfect person who only drinks smoothies and juices. No, I mean, occasionally I'll have some pizza.
Yes.
But afterwards, I'm paying the price. Like, it's great going down for that 20 minutes.
Yes.
You know, and pizza's one of those indulging things where I can't just have one piece. Like, I have to have half of it, you know?
I'm
Or-
guilty.
yeah.
I'm guilty.
It is my guilty.
Pizza's one of those things.
But then afterwards, with the cheese
Mm-hmm.
and the wheat and all that, I feel like crap.
Yeah. You know, one thing that I experimented with my girls too, because like I've definitely tried to be more conscious on how I feed them.
Yeah.
But I've noticed like if I indulge like in gluten-free pizza, like I don't feel as bad as
Yeah.
like a Domino's
Oh,
or
yeah.
a Papa John's. You know what I'm saying? So like just even the gluten-free decision behind that, I can tell a difference in my body and the behavior. I don't know if you could, like with your kids, like I notice the change in behavior when I feed them certain things.
Oh, absolutely. I see it in my daughter, too.
It's been about 2 years. There's an organic market in Altamont, Sustain, and the owner, Paul Dragon, he was telling me like the mac and cheese, that like the instant mac and cheese and like the stuff that's in it is like honestly horrible for kids.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you've ever noticed like feeding them and like possibly like a temper tantrum like an hour afterwards, and I'm like, it clicked. I was like, wow. And from that moment I've been very conscious on, because they're young ladies, you know,
Yes.
and young ladies' bodies shouldn't be built on artificial things.
No.
It should be built on like strong, nutritious, nutritional, dense food, energetic, you know, like last night we ended the night with just like some watermelon for her, you know. She had some watermelon for the night, and I could just see the difference in the behavior. It's so crazy.
It's
And
crazy.
it's funny how we forget that with adults,
Yeah.
that we can notice a difference in our behavior. Like I said, I'm not at my best after having 3 slices of pizza.
Yeah. And
I'm
that-
not going to have an amazing podcast
Yeah.
if I had 3 pieces of pizza for breakfast.
No, you're not. No. And food is such a big part of our lives. I mean, we gather around food. We go out to dinner with food. We eat with friends. It's a part of our lives. We've become like foodies in a sense. And it's about giving your body what it needs.
Yes.
And with all the processed stuff out there and the crap in our food and the chemicals sprayed on our food, it's hard to eat healthy. It is.
It's such a game changer,
yes.
meal prepping, though.
It is.
The times when I have meal prep, there's just a different flow in the week.
Know.
It's just like I'm hitting it.
You know exactly
I'm
what
not
you're
currently
gonna eat.
meal prepping right now, but like when I am in that zone, yes. So for any of you guys out there, you want some more structure in the day, get into some type of meal prep routine for sure.
Or just even the smoothies. I mean, get yourself a nice blender.
Come on now.
You know?
Any blenders you recommend? For like people starting to blend?
Okay. Well, the Vitamix is kind of like the Cadillac of the blenders, I guess you could say, like the Maserati.
What's the price range?
That's about $350.
It's gonna last.
It's gonna last.
Gotcha.
It's a great company. If it breaks, they're so helpful and they fix it and you ship it back, and it's has like a 7-year warranty. If you're kind of starting out and don't want to make that big investment, I'd say a NutriBullet. They're about $99.
That's the smaller ones?
Yeah, it's the smaller one.
It's like it's got a cup that you just twist off? Okay.
Yeah. Now, it's not going to blend all the kale like fully. It's still going to be a little chunky. It won't be as smooth, but you're still getting those nutrients in your body.
Just get them in.
Yeah, just get them in.
Get them in.
Just get them in. The average American eats like one serving of vegetables, if that, in a day.
Yeah.
In a day.
And then they wonder why they're shot at the end of the night.
Yeah. And we're fueling our bodies with sugar and caffeine and processing just to get us through the day. But when you're eating healthy things that your body recognizes and understands, our body can utilize that
Come on now.
Plus, it's loaded full of vitamins and nutrients that our bodies need to help boost our immune systems, to help us feel better. So, even a smoothie a day, anything like that in the morning.
This was actually one of my questions. So you answered that first part, but what are 2 other things as far as eating suggestions that you would give the audience for anybody who wants to, because I know a lot of people in this time, we're about to wrap up 2020 and they're starting to feel it in their bodies and the stress. And I know a lot of people in the audience who want to switch and make some transitions in their body. So we took care of the smoothie. What are other 2 eating suggestions you would suggest for the audience who want to transition and just make some changes?
Yeah, I would say fasting.
Come on now.
Intermittent fasting. I love it. It's something that I can control. So a little background behind that. Intermittent fasting is a time frame that you either eat in a certain time frame and then you don't eat in a certain time frame.
For example, what would be a window for you that you use?
So for me right now, my window is about 7 p.m. To about 10 a.m.
Gotcha.
That is my time frame. So that gives me 15 hours of not eating.
So you stop at 7 p.m. and then you have your first meal anytime after 10 a.m., correct?
Correct.
Gotcha.
That's when I eat again.
That's a good window.
Yeah, anywhere between 12 to 16 hours, that's where I try to be.
Gotcha.
If it's somewhere that I need to be and I'm going to be meeting somebody for breakfast, then I'll go ahead and eat. That will give me 12 hours.
Okay.
But ideally, I want to get to 16.
And when you break it, like at 10 a.m., what would be, for example, for the audience, what's something that you could actually break your fast on that's not too harsh on the stomach, that's not like, whoa, we just got done fasting for 16 hours. What is that?
Yeah,
like,
so
how would you break your fast?
Smoothie would be great. Gotcha. A juice would be great. Just some fruit.
Gotcha.
In the morning.
Something simple.
Yeah, something simple. An apple, mango slices, anything. But when I do wake up, I'll wake up around 6:45, 7. I'll have a big glass of water with lemon. Okay. So I will drink that during
get the bowels
fasting.
moving, get it warmed
moving. Up. Occasionally I'll have some black coffee. I know some people think that's a no-no, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm a coffee addict.
There it is.
I enjoy the
Speak your truth, Jenny. Speak your truth. It's a safe place here.
It's a safe place.
There's no judgment. We're in a coffee house, by the way.
Yeah, right. I know. You know, I enjoy the ritual of a coffee, grinding the beans.
What's your favorite coffee?
Smelling it. There's not really one. I get this organic one at Costco that I really like. I don't remember the name, but
I'll have to grab you a bag from here.
Yeah, I'd
see
love
what you think.
I'd love to. Yeah, it smells great.
Third thing besides the intermittent fast. So you got smoothies, intermittent fasting. What's the third thing the audience could do to transition into better eating habits?
Yeah, get off the dairy. Get off the dairy and the meat. Really.
Explain this. Like, so what does dairy do to the human body, as just from your understanding?
Yeah, so dairy's very inflammational to the body.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not really built to drink milk from another mammal's tot.
Right.
You know, we're not. That's not.
I think they said that we're the only creatures that do that.
We are. We are the only creatures that do that. All the other mammals support their own kind. So we're the only ones that do that. It's very congestive to the body. It causes a lot of havoc in the digestive system. You know, a lot of people have become lactose intolerant. We can become cystic. We can get cystic acne in the face because it's coming out somewhere.
Yeah.
That needs to come out somewhere in the body. So when you eliminate that and put pure things in your body, pure things from the earth, greens, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, things like that your body understands, that's when we can heal ourselves.
Come on now.
But that is just, it's very, very toxic.
You
Plus
know,
the chemicals they're shooting.
In the pasteurization of it all.
And just because it says grass-fed, you know, there's ways around that. Do we really know that things are free-ranged? No, it's just a marketing ploy to get people to buy their products.
And it's in so many products now.
Everything.
It's in dried versions. You know, it's not just, milk and cheese. It's weaved into a lot of what we consume.
I feel the same way about soy. I'm not a big soy fan.
Talk to me about that.
I think the soy wreaks havoc on women as far as increasing estrogen levels.
Okay.
When you do that, it increases cancer in the body, breast cancer and things like that. And soy is another thing that's genetically modified. You can't get a pure version of soy anywhere.
I've heard this conversation before too, and there was it was a lot of debate on tofu because I have a lot of vegan friends. I have a lot of vegetarian friends who lean on tofu, and I've kind of stumbled into conversations where they were like, that's probably not the best thing for you, like long term. What's your thoughts on that?
I agree.
Okay.
When I started,
I don't really know too much about the soy conversation.
Yeah. You know, when I first became vegan, I pretty much have experimented with my diet for a very long time now. So I started to do vegan, and you know, most of the products I bought were like soy based.
Yeah,
you know, the tofu.
It's very prevalent in that realm right there.
Yeah, and I just felt heavy. I felt gross. I felt bloated. I didn't feel good on that diet. And again, back with the soy, I mean, it's all genetically modified. So GMOs are horrible for our body. It's all chemical.
We can't naturally identify it when we're eating it.
No. I mean, maybe if you're in another country where it's grown naturally and purely and you're eating it on occasions.
But that's not, unfortunately, not where we're at.
That's not where we are in America. No, So, I mean, that's just another thing that I would suggest avoiding.
So for anybody who wants to transition, we talked about fasting, create a fasting window, smoothies, and eliminating any dairy and soy. And I really appreciate you saying that because, you know, I recently got my daughter's allergy panel test back. And you know what came back? It says she had an allergy to dairy and beef.
Interesting.
It's very interesting, right? And I was like, because for the longest time, for the last, I want to say 3 months, I had noticed when she was eating certain things, Jenny, there was literally like little red dots. And I was like, what is this? You know, what's going on? So we need to find out. And so her mom finally got it back and it said, funny enough, ironic enough, it's dairy and beef, you know, the things that we're talking about, like restricting. And so I think that's huge. There's something that I want to transition into kind of for any of the entrepreneurs and the business people watching as well, there's something that I caught. You said that when you started making the menu for a raw juice bar, you gave your girls, the staff, the opportunity to come up with 2 shots. And it's like success leaves clues. And I think the sign of a good leader is creating the opportunity for your team to shine. Where did you learn that? Because that's not something that you just, how'd you get your business acumen and that mindset?
Yeah. So, I don't know all the answers to everything. I'm not this egomaniac who says you have to do it this way, and this is how it's going to be. I want to create an environment where we all collaborate together. We all have an input in this.
That's very different than some business owners, though.
Correct.
Like, I know business owners who are like, this is my thing. You're serving my vision, and I need you to do it this way. But you're more like a co-collaborator. Like, where did that come from?
I've worked in a lot of crappy places where it was either
trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error. It was either, my way or the highway. This is how things are going to be done. I'm not going to listen to you to how to better things here, even though that you're in the mix of doing everything. So I always didn't like that.
100%.
Mentality.
Like, how can you accomplish something with that air?
Yeah. You have to, my employees, like, you guys are doing it. You're working here. You tell me what's working.
Yes.
What's not working.
Yes.
Because what may be working for me at that time, you guys may have a different idea and say, Jenny, you know what? If we add coconut milk to that, I think it'd taste a lot better. I think we'd sell more of that or whatever. All right, let's try it. You're right, you guys, it does.
Yes.
So leaving it as an open, collaborative thing has made a happy workplace.
100%.
It's made my employees grateful to be there. It's made my employees work harder for the vision, for the mission of it. And, don't get me wrong. There's been some bad apples here and there in the mix.
It's life.
It's life.
Yeah.
It's life. But my core people, I believe if you treat people with dignity and respect, they'll treat you with dignity and respect. And
one more time for anybody who hasn't had their caffeine. If you treat people with dignity and respect, they'll treat you with you're going to get what you get back.
You're going to get what you get back. It's karma, right?
Yes.
What you put out there, you're going to get back.
And just to chime on that part, like, I remember walking into the store one time and Sarah was making the date balls, and she was experimenting using something else, and she let me try it. But I just love the fact that, like, I walked in, she had a smile on her face. She was trying something new. She was willing to let me try it. But, like, I just so admire, and I hope the audience catches that, for anybody who's, an entrepreneur or a business person, but to create opportunities for your team to innovate, make it a co-collaborative atmosphere. That's something that I try to do in my company as well, and I respect you for doing that, because whenever I've walked in a raw juice bar, I've never seen an employee down. And I know they've had their off days, but every time I've been there, it's been such a phenomenal experience. Like, your staff, I want to say, is like, it's like 50 to like 60% of why I come in. Like, I love the product, but being around you guys, even just seeing you smile and greeting me, the little things, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how's your day?
Yeah.
It makes a complete, like, you could feel the difference. Like, there's an energy in your business that's very attractive, and I think that it's something that needs to be protected and celebrated. So that's part of the reason for this too. Like, I just want to celebrate what you've built.
Thank you.
And the team. Do you have any advice for business owners on collecting that kind of team or curating a team that works well with you and that vibe?
It kind of fell together. To me, it's about having outstanding customer service.
Yeah.
Anymore when I go to places, I get mediocre service. It's not a wow factor for me at a lot of places. So
grab and go and
hi, welcome, whatever, $6, wait over there.
You're number 62.
You're number 62. It's about creating relationships with people, relationships with our customers. Hey, how are you doing?
Yes.
we're not just here serving a $10 juice here. We're serving you love. We put love that goes into making the juice. We put love serving it. It's quality ingredients. It's going to nurture your body. It's going to bring you joy. I know that sounds cheesy, but
no, not at all. 100%.
The vision statement is changing people's lives one sip and bite at a time. And that's what we're doing. And that's what
literally
we are doing. Literally.
Yes.
And it may be this small little thing that we're doing, but if this makes you a better person, you're going to make that person a better person. And this person's going to feed off your energy and make that it's a chain effect.
Yes.
And when you come to my store, you'll never see a down face there.
Yeah.
You won't.
There's
Because
times
we're
where I've
happy.
had the
Yes.
down face and
Yeah.
then left with a smile
Yeah,
because I've had a shot.
It's about bringing joy to people too.
Yes.
That is the key to me, not just about what we're giving you. So if I ran around that question.
No, you nailed it right on the dot and that's something I want to highlight too for the business owners, and especially in this time of difficulties, but for people who are starting businesses, it's like, make your business something that impacts the people in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like, my business is very rooted in music, and since the whole pandemic, I've just been very much so conscious of the message that's in the music. Very just like how you're conscious of the food that you're feeding the community.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like artists have a responsibility to be conscious of what we're feeding the minds of the people through our art, through our painting, through our dance movement, through the words that we're saying on track, through the business that we create. So I just encourage everybody, if you're starting a business, make sure that it's making an impact on people, which I think is a great way to transition into. And I want to talk a little bit about the 30-day juice fast that I did with you. But what are some cool transformation stories that you've seen from people just either coming in and just using the products? Like, any cool stories from clients and people that you've known throughout the years?
Yeah, I mean, we hear it all the time. We've had customers, I mean, it ranges from years of people coming in to just a couple months of coming in. But we hear it all the time, like, Jenny, Raw has changed my life.
Yes.
And I'll ask him why. And he said, well, it's not just about the what I'm drinking and putting in my body. It's how you guys treat me.
Yes.
It's how I feel when I'm here and when I leave. And we're not only serving products to you, but we're also listening to you guys.
Yeah,
100%. We're counselors in a sense,
I was going to say therapists, very much so.
We are, very much so. People tell us things that they don't tell other people. And, we just want to be there for people, no matter what it is. And if people feel comfortable telling us stuff, I think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
So, what were you saying?
No, I was just asking, about any transformation stories that kind of stick out to you.
Yeah. Well, we had Bobby. He is a musician too.
Is that the guy whose picture is posted up there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you guys got to check out this picture of this gentleman, Bobby. Like, when you come in a Raw Juice Bar, there's a picture of before and after, I believe.
Yeah, there
Go
is.
ahead, tell the story.
Yeah, Bobby went on a 90-day juice fast. He was 300 and some pounds and just at wit's ends, and
90 days.
90 days of just juice. Bobby, hats
salutes
off.
to you.
I know.
That's some willpower there.
I know. And it changed him in so many different ways. And then I eventually, for some reason, he was getting his hair cut across the street, and he just came in to say hi, and then we were talking about his story, and then I hired him, and he's my juicer for for about a year or so, when he was in transition with his band and stuff. So just seeing this transformation of him just coming alive again, and feeling great about himself and his self-esteem, and he's always been like a gregarious guy and just like a funny guy and stuff, but to see him like light up a little bit more, again, just by what you're putting in your body, it means so much. So that's
awesome.
One story, and then again, just, Jenny, these shots, like I was feeling under the weather and I did a couple shots and I feel great. And, during COVID, I'm blessed that we were able to still operate and work out of the window. And,
Yes. That was really cool to see you guys
so
still
great.
doing it like that.
I know.
And the elderberry syrup.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys are ever feeling sick, on top of the shots, Jenny sells elderberry syrups in different size bottles. But that's something I give my family. I give to my daughters.
And it
all
tastes
natural.
good.
It tastes amazing.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter has a very like specific taste palette, and when I gave that to her, she's like, that tastes good, Abba. And like, that's not the case with most medicines.
It's not.
But it does a wonderful effects for the body.
Yeah.
Wonderful effects.
High in vitamin C, high in antioxidants. And it's something that you should take, when you're feeling like you're coming down with something.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Your body, obviously, the immune system's low. We need to build it back up. Again, that could be something that we've contracted. It could be just stress in our daily lives. But every day we're depleting nutrients from our body.
Yeah.
So we need to bring those nutrients back in our body.
100%.
And juicing and smoothies are a great way to do that.
Yeah, because you're getting such like a dense profile without having to eat all that fruit.
5 to 6 servings of vegetable and fruit in one smoothie.
That's amazing.
2 heads of kale and a half of pineapple and 3 apples and 1 green goddess.
That's
You're
awesome.
not going to eat that.
Right.
We're not.
Right.
In our life. We're not going to eat all that roughage. And besides, even if you did, your body is not going to be able to utilize it as well as what a juice would do.
Yeah.
Because instantly, as soon as you drink that juice, it's in your bloodstream. It's cleansing your
You
body.
could literally feel it in your
literally
bloodstream.
feel it. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, like, but when you eat food, like, it breaks down, it goes into your blood, and it's where's it gonna reach? Eventually, your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you're drinking these juices, and it's just getting that shot of nutrients, which, and I kind of want to just lead into this when. So the beginning of 2020, I was a full-time sales professional for Vacation Corporation. It was slated to be one of our biggest years. And I was doing so good. I was top at the company, but my body was severely like breaking down. Like, I'm 31 now, and I had developed some issues like such as like gout, arthritis, and I was like, man, I'm so young to be dealing with this. Also, I've had bouts of like depression and anxiety, and in the past like PTSD. And so the beginning of the year, like I just started to feel my body, like even though I was doing good professionally, does this make sense? Like my body was not doing good. Like physically, like I was burning out. And I just know I knew I needed to change. It was difficult to breathe. My physical activity was non-existent. I was doing like the food truck thing because like, in our corporate offices, we'd have 5 food trucks come. It's like, yo, pick your poison, whatever you want for the day. So I was food trucking it. I would leave the office at midnight, starving, you know what I'm saying? Getting some fast food on the way home. And it was just a very dark space. Like I was not as creative. I was not, it was weighing into my relationships, if I was completely honest. Like with my kids, they would want to play, and I wouldn't be there tuned in. I wouldn't be like playing in the playground with them as much. I'd be just sitting down watching them. So it was really affecting my mental, like my body, my self-esteem, and just how I felt overall. And when pandemic happened, I decided to lean into Blacklist Society, which is the business indie label media company. And I decided to, because I grew up, I did 3 years in a ministry school after college, and they taught us how to pray and fast, so that we would go like long extended periods of fasting just for wisdom. So when the pandemic happened, my cortisol levels are up, my mind is going everywhere. I just lost my job in corporate America. It was slated to be our biggest year, but now it's not. I'm unemployed. So I was like, I need to go into straight fasting mode. Like I need to chase God on this one. I need to pray. I need to fast. I need to cut my vices. I need to make an adjustment on how I'm eating. And the whole goal, Jenny, of my 30-day juice fast was to get wisdom. Like I wanted the physical effects, and I wanted to get my body in order, but I knew I just needed to get like a word of wisdom and some direction. So I reached out to you. I explained it what we were gonna do. You're like, hey, we're gonna set you up with a 30-day program, 6 juices a day, and I can. So appreciative of that process because it meant so much to me. Like I got this light back, like in the first 3 days, man. Like it was so horrible.
Yeah, tell
because
me.
the first 3 days were horrible for me because prior to that I was drinking like 300 megs plus of caffeine a day, easily 30 grams of sugar or more a day. And it was just very difficult,
Your
man.
body's
So
hurting. It's detoxing.
it's
It
like help.
hurts.
It's help.
It
It's
is
like
help.
help. And then it gets to the point where the caffeine's not hitting. It's like I don't feel energy anymore. I just feel anxiety. You know, a lot of people don't know that. Like sometimes, most of the times, if you get too much caffeine, that sense of energy turns into anxiety.
Oh, it does.
And
yeah.
for me, like who deals with anxiety, it was horrible. So the first 3 days of the juice fast were so trying. Like, because the caffeine withdrawals were so intense.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody's ever had a caffeine headache, imagine that on steroids. Like it was like piercing through my brain.
It's
and
awful.
I got that thing in my mind. I was like, yo, the body should not feel like this. Like if I'm feeling this way with the absence of a substance or the absence of like an unhealthy food, like there has to be a change of relationship with it. So once I got through the first 3 days and got to like day 7, it it felt like Aladdin. I was like a whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Because my like I kid you not, it was almost like the colors got vivid again. You know what I'm saying? Like my physical activity came back again. The creativity was flowing again. My times in personal prayer were just more intense and connected. My relationships around me, I was paying attention to my daughters in a different way. I mean, I was building the business. I can honestly tell you, like, the business has made more money in this year than it has in the 2 years that it's been built. And a lot of that has become from the clarity that 30 days has given me. Like, I'm so glad I did that. And that's why I told you, like, through text, like, you and your business have literally changed my life, because the mission and the intention and the energy that you've put in and that you've transferred to me, like now we're making this impact. You know, now we're touching the city, putting out positive energy, positive message, refocusing on things that really matter. So if I could look back in that 30 days, because I also did the 30-day juice fast with a 30-day, actually not a 30-day, but like a 12-week high performance coach program.
Okay.
Shout outs to Brendan Bouchard, HPX high performance team, Betsy Davidson. But they trained Oprah, Usher. And so I did that coaching partnered with the juice fast. So every week we were setting goals, personal goals, physical goals, professional goals, and I got it. I got the wisdom that I was looking for. Like, I lost over 35 pounds.
Did you really?
I lost over 35. Listen, for
gosh.
anybody who hasn't had caffeine, once again, 35 pounds in that 30 days. I was active. You know, I was active every day for the most part. And but more important than the body and like the self-esteem and the energy was just the sense of direction. You know, like I was asking God, like, what do I do now? Like, I got 2 kids, I got a business, I got dreams. It's a very unstable time in the country. There's a lot of frustration. Like, where do I go? And I just felt like he kissed me in that time. You know, like the wisdom flooded through, the vision was expanded and elevated. My team, we got connected even deeper. My kids, like I said, the family. So
It's like the heaviness
just
got
wanna say,
lifted.
yes, it lifted and replaced. Like it was like a broken light bulb that got screwed all the way in and shining.
Yeah.
So thank you to you, your team. Shout outs to Kevin. Shout outs to Sarah.
Yeah.
All the smiling faces out there. You guys
Absolutely.
truly make a difference, and you've made a difference. You've left a beautiful mark on my life, and that's my mission, man. I tell people, like, I don't know how long we're gonna know each other for, but I hope that when we do, like, I leave a beautiful mark, and you guys have left a beautiful mark. My kids feel it. They're excited when they see your spot. You know, they know it's the green juice place.
We're
So I
grateful
just
for
want to say
that.
thank you, and I hope that everybody, like I said, can tap into that same heart, that whatever you do, make a beautiful mark, make a lasting impact, do something that's going to
Be the change.
elevate the community, because
Yeah.
that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
you're elevating the community, and then everybody goes back to their spot, and the people around them feel the impact. Let me ask you this: what's the vision for Raw Juice Bar going forward? Like, I know 2020 has been such a chaotic year, which hats off to you for being very adaptable with the situation. You guys have adapted well.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a vision moving forward, or what does 2021 look like for you, or just anything new going on?
Yeah. Well, before COVID hit and stuff, we were going into offices and making smoothies on the spot for staff members and managers. I would like to get back into that again, possibly doing more festivals. I'm looking into, Yes, when that gets up and going again. We were doing a lot of Veg Fest. We have for years.
Are you guys seeing the markets come back at all?
We have,
I know Lake Eola hasn't yet.
Lake Eola hasn't come back yet. We haven't heard anything if they are and when they are. But Winter Garden never shut down.
Really?
All this. So hats off to Winter Garden
That's
Farmers
every,
Market.
what, Saturday? Or?
Every Saturday.
Where's
from
this at?
9 to 1. It's in a pavilion area. It's right off of... like Main Street area.
So the audience can come check you out on the Saturdays.
I've been working a lot of the markets there, so you guys can come see me from 9 to 1 there.
Come on.
And then Winter Park Farmers Market, just right down the street. That's on Saturdays as well, 9 to 1. And then our stores open Monday through Sunday. We kind of adjusted our hours a little bit, so we've opened up Sunday now until the market gets back on Sunday. But that, and just staying consistent with our product quality. I'd like to eventually start franchising. I think that's the avenue that I'd like to see Raw take.
Come on now. Or maybe we could see a Raw Juice Bar food truck.
Yeah.
Maybe something mobile, you know what I'm saying?
I've thought about that, yeah.
Orlando has such a robust food truck movement, and I could just see something, like, especially with the pandemic, just that almost that grab and go feel, but with the same energy that you guys have at your location. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I would like to do something.
That's something you could bring to the festivals as well.
I would like to look into vending machines.
Come on.
And supplying our products and some of those, especially like our juices
So
or like
cool.
the date balls or chia pudding. Things like that people can just grab and go. The healthier option instead of the chips and the garbage that
or
are
even the
mostly
juice
in
shots.
those. Yeah.
If we
the
could find a
juice
way
shots,
to
I know.
contain those,
I know. So, I've got a couple ideas in my mind. I'm meditating on, and we'll just kind of see what comes up. But right now, I'm happy where things are.
Yes, you guys have done so good.
Yeah, I mean, COVID really kind of slowed me down, I think, in a good way, and helped me refocus on things and what's really important, in my life. So that's been a positive outcome out of all of that.
That's beautiful. Any advice to the entrepreneurs facing adversity in this time, whether they're fellow restaurant owners or any type of business? Any advice to them facing adversity in these times?
Just keep going, you guys. Just keep going. Just keep hustling. Just keep praying on it. Just keep doing what you're doing. And we're going to get through this. All of us will get through this together, and it will make you stronger, and it will change you. But change is good,
Yes.
And just keep at it.
And it's promised.
And it's promised. It is.
One way or another, things are going to change. You might as well push it in the right direction, right?
Yeah, if this is what you want and this is what you believe in, this is your passion, then get at it. Keep doing it.
Yes.
We had some adversity too. There's been times that I'm like, I'm done with this. I want to throw in the towel. This isn't work,
What's helped you
then
overcome that?
I think just believing in the vision.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yes.
believing in the
have
vision.
a vision
like,
that you believe in.
Yes. You know what? No, my community needs this.
Yes.
We need this. And that's what keeps me going. You guys, your stories keep me going. My staff keeps me going. I think as a business owner, you get caught up in the rut of paying the bills, and, you get away from the fun stuff.
Yeah.
You do, because you got to do all the stuff that you don't want to do.
Yeah. But you guys seem like you enjoy it.
Yeah.
When I see you guys, when you're
when I'm in there, I love to be in there.
You guys enjoy it.
Yeah. I love just talking to you guys and conversating and seeing how your day's going and how can I make your day better. it's about being the light.
Yes.
You got to be the light in all this darkness. There's so much darkness out there, but just keep at it.
Any success habits that you'd like to share for the people that they can like mirror or incorporate throughout their day?
Make time for yourself, too. Make time for yourself.
Yeah, that's so hard for entrepreneurs because it's like you're giving so much of your time and energy to people. Like, that's not a message really spoken on too much. Like, take time for yourself, take a break. 15 little minute meditation just to reset, like in the middle of the day. I know for me, man, I remember there's times I would go to like 12 to 4 in the morning, no break. You know what I'm saying? Just going.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And how
it's
did
just
you
not
feel
good.
after that?
It's not good. Like I like it impacted the productivity of the next 3 days. So
You're exhausted. You're
I love
tired.
that you brought that up.
It's okay to go take a break for 20 minutes. Go lay down. Go listen to some nice music. Put a pillow over your head.
Just reset.
Just reset. You need that.
I mean, they do it in like basketball, right? They have half times. They have timeouts. Like, how come? Why do we not do that?
Yeah.
Why do we feel the need to keep going 24 hours?
Us Americans, we do. And you research these other countries and what works for them. You know what it is? Rest. Rest.
You're seeing it in corporate places, like in different parts of Asia, where like there's nap times required, or designated places for people to rest.
Yeah,
it's
it
so
makes
underrated.
you way more productive if you could just take 20 minutes of downtime throughout the day.
I love that you said that. Yeah,
you need it.
It's such a temptation too for like the younger people that I know coming up too. Like, they just feel the need to. I think it's a false sense of like that hustler's mentality. Like, you just gotta go.
Just gotta go.
But
burn
there's
out.
wisdom in being still.
Yeah.
Letting the body and the mind catch a moment. Get in touch with that clarity and the vision again, and now you can go.
Yeah. And believe me, I didn't learn that till later on in life.
Sure.
I was always the go, and then
Were
wondered
you?
why I was so tired all the time.
Were you?
Yes. You know, working 3 jobs, just going to school. You know, I've always had that mentality that nobody's going to do it for me.
Yeah.
I've got to do it myself. And then through the years, you know, of having kids and, you know, you want to be on for them. It's, okay, now I got to put my kid hat on.
Yes. And they're watching your habits too.
They are. They're watching everything you do.
Everything.
They listen to everything you say.
And your facial expressions, your mannerisms, you know, the body language that speaks. You got to be mindful.
So being on for them, you know, and you got to take care of you. You got to give yourself time to rest, to work out, walk, meditate, take a nice shower, you know, whatever it is that gets you in that downtime, do it. Do it.
Those are pillars of
sky.
success.
Yeah.
Those are pillars of success.
Feel the air, feel the sun on your face, you know, the little things that I feel like we don't do and we take for granted.
Yeah.
So those things matter to me.
Before I came to the interview, I went to Lake Ivanhoe and I did some Wim Hof breathing techniques and I just sat there by the lake and just like touched life, you know, just got connected that space, and like I felt so grateful for that time. So I appreciate you bringing that, and I've had such an amazing time with the interview. We're going to sail the ship into the harbor with my last question and really just connect with the question, what's the impact that you want to leave? When your story is at its end, when it's done, when it's in the books, what's the impact that you want to leave?
That raw juice bar changed my life for the better.
Come on. Well, you could be assured that it's currently doing that right now, and I hope it continues to do that as well.
Thank you.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Raw Juice Bar Orlando. That's also my website. You can follow us at the Farmers Market on Saturday, Winter Garden Farmers Market 9 to 1, Winter Park Farmers Market 9 to 1, and of course our storefront in Thornton Park. It's 898 East Washington Street. We're open Monday through Sunday.
Any last words you want to give to your team or to the audience or to the city?
Thank you, guys. Thank you for all your support you've given us through the years. Thank you for being great employees. Thank you for being passionate about the mission. And thank you for helping our community grow and thrive and nourish.
Listen, I got chills. All of you out there, please follow Jenny. Come stop by the store. Come with me. We can go take a team visit to the farmers market. Get plugged into the community. I encourage you to make those life changes, those health changes for you, for the people around you. This woman's story is inspiring. It's magical, to say the least. It's left such a huge mark on my life. So please dive into her world. You're surely guaranteed to leave with a bigger smile than what you came with. And I hope you enjoyed today. All of you out there, mission for the week and for today. If today was your last day, I want you to think about what you would need to do, who you would need to speak to, and what you would want to accomplish. And whatever those answers are, do that today. Do that this week. Live from that point of view. And I just appreciate everybody who's tuned in and tapped in. Please like, subscribe. Once again, I can't say it enough. Follow Raw Juice Bar. They got amazing things for your body, mind, and spirit. And I just love you, City Beautiful. Be encouraged. We got this. We got this. 2021 is going to be beautiful. We still have a few months left in 2020. Make the most of it. Be blessed. Be safe. Be you. Take care.